Hello friend, Jim here with JB's Big Adventure, coming to you from Lake Chapala, Mexico. And I am actually coming to you from the plaza here in Ajijic. And I've kind of done some videos here recently because I had never shot videos here really. So a new atmosphere. Okay, so we're talking about rentals. It's probably the number one thing that I get asked the most about. It's probably right behind crime. And crimes like here. But it's a really important subject. We are in right now the high season, which means this is when most of the expats are here. So we actually go from about probably 25 to 30,000 expats in the high season when all the snowbirds come. We're probably somewhere 55, 60. So, and here's why. For one, the climate is looked at to be the number 2 best climate in the world. Behind number 1 is in the Canary Islands. But number 2, the weather here is 69 to 72 degrees as an average for the year. So eternal spring. Here is why renting is so important. Because why are people coming here? 1, the low cost of living. Now, I'm talking about medical care, food, utilities. I'm talking about how your money goes farther, housekeepers, cooks, gardeners, travel. Simply put, Mexico just costs less. And so here's number 2, excellent health care. Now, my wife and I, we know this for a fact because of the fact that she was actually in the hospital this last year. And we really got a feeling of what the care was like here in regards to what she was receiving. And now there's been other folks that have actually gone to the hospital, and there's been folks that have had surgeries and all kinds of things, and was covered by Medicare. So, healthcare. People wonder, well, what's the healthcare like? Well, the healthcare here is really incredible. You go in, you're there for an hour, they're not looking at their watch for 10 minutes. So it's really, really great healthcare. The laid back lifestyle. It really is nice to come somewhere where you're not fast paced. Affordable housing. Now, the affordable housing here, and I let folks know that I have actually seen places for rent for $275 US dollars. So rentals can start $300 and above. It just all depends on what you're looking for. Friendly people are here. There's people that come here that could be single, looking for friends. So friends tend to be easier to actually make here. We're a half an hour from the international airport. So that means that within about an hour and a half, you can actually be in the States. So it's really close, and it's easy to do if you got family and such you want to be around. So, and Mexico is rich in vibrant color and the arts. Also the food. Mexican food, Italian, Chinese, steakhouses, vegan, vegetarian, and a whole bunch more. So those are 7 different reasons why people want to come here. So here's the problem. Is how do you know, or how do you get a good rental? So I'm going to share with you some pain points. I'm going to share with you some things that are important for you to know about. But I'm also going to give you the solution. Number 1, lease agreements. Lease agreements can be real iffy here, depending on who actually is making the video. I'm making a video. Who is actually drawing up the lease? You want to make sure that you have a real estate attorney actually reviewing it for you. And the reason is that way you don't get in some kind of a problem of something that you're not aware of, that you really want to make sure that you're on top of. So it's really, really important to have a real estate attorney reviewing the contracts for you. Now, some people take it and they stick it in Google Translate. And what I'm hearing by attorneys is it doesn't really translate well, because when contracts are made up, they're written in what's called legalese. Legalese. So that is actually causes a little bit more problem with knowing how to, in fact, draw up the lease and making sure that you're protected. That's the big thing. So the problem, lease contracts, the solution, making sure you have a real estate attorney reviewing them for you. Number 2, pricing and overpaying. Now, some would call that gringo prices, but it is all about supply and demand. There are a lot of people that are actually moving here that are coming from the States and Canada. On my tour right now, I've got more Americans than I have Canadians, but I've actually had times where there's more Canadians than there have been Americans. So just know there's a lot of people coming down here. So pricing wise, it's really important to know the area that you're looking at renting. Now, I let people know that make sure you get a good rental agent, a good realtor that really knows the area. I've got a great realtor. She's got her thumb on the pulse of the rental market here. And if you'd like some help, feel free to reach out to me by email. I have that actually in the description at the bottom of the video. So what is the solution for that? Research typical rents. But here's what I want to tell you, you gotta be careful. And that is Facebook groups, expat forums, walking the neighborhoods is a good idea. But I do want to let you know that there are scams that take place here. I've actually had folks that have actually given money for a deposit and not get it back because it was a scam. So it's really important to have somebody who really knows what they're doing represent you. Know that the availability and the competition is huge. So what am I talking about? The good rentals go quick. They go quick. So I've often said that success is when opportunity and preparedness meet. So it's being ready and then finding a place that comes together that's success. So local networks are a good idea. You just really got to be careful of what you're seeing, what you're looking at getting into. It's really important. Quality and maintenance. So I'm talking about, you could look at a property. I made notes here for myself. The online photos and videos don't hide, well, they can hide the problems. If somebody doesn't, in fact, share with you what, in fact, is important for you to know before you make a decision of renting that place. So they're not on the market for very long. There really is a time where it turns out that rentals go really quick because there's a lot more people moving here and people are looking for places to rent. There's going to be a lot more people that rent than there are that buy homes. So the quality and maintenance. It's important to know what the plumbing is like. So you turn on the water, you turn on the faucet, you turn on the shower, making sure that there's good pressure. Can you flush the toilet paper down the toilet? Other things, how about weak internet? That's another big one that a lot of people see. And it's really important to know what is it like in the place that you're looking at renting. So another thing is also electricity, because whenever there's actually a storm, there are certain parts here along the north shore of Lake Chapala that go out real easy. And it's important to know where those places are at. So if you're looking at renting there, you'll know what kind of decision that you need to make. Deposits and payments. So deposits are typically, first and last month, and the deposit, which is equal to 1 month's rent. So if it's $1,000, you're looking at $3,000 to be able to move in. So those are one of the things that's also important to know about, because most landlords are going to want cash. They do not take US currency. They also do not, I know some people who tried to rent using a credit card. That doesn't work. That it isn't here. So if you're thinking of doing that, realize that doesn't work here. So you can't use a credit card when you're trying to rent. And it's cash only. So the solution, try to negotiate the rental, monthly rental, and if you're able to, also the deposit. Now, is everybody going to say, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that for you? No. What you got to realize is it's really, really important to know that you've got somebody that's actually representing you, that's got your back. That's a real key thing to know about. Furnishings and hidden costs. So here's what's really interesting. You can see a video where you could see pictures of a house that's totally furnished. But when you go to rent it, it's totally different furniture. Or the TV isn't what you saw before. And I've had this happen quite a few times. It's really important to know that's what's there. Now, I do provide a service that I go in and I do a video of the inside of the house or apartment, front yard, backyard, up and down the neighborhood. I put my drone in the air when I can to give an idea. So I do have a service for that. And if you have an interest in looking into that, you can go ahead and reach out to me by email also. So the furnishings is important. I know somebody was renting a place and they were shown the bikes, the electric bikes that they were going to be able to, that are included in the rent, to be able to go out and ride. And when they got here and hit the bikes, I could not believe it. The bike, it was barely an e-bike. Unbelievable. Just know that when you're looking at a place, it's really important to have somebody watching your back for it. Now, here's another thing. There's location trade-offs. So the farther you are east and west of Ajijic, the farther your money will go. So the farther you go east and the farther you go west, your money will go farther. So I've got a boots on the ground discovery tour that I do, and we go through the neighborhoods. That way you're able to see what the neighborhoods are like if this is a place that you would like to in fact live. I just finished up with a couple yesterday, and there's certainly some places that they have no interest in renting, but they didn't know that up front. I've got another gal I was with that was saying she wanted to live in Ajijic, she wanted to live in Ajijic, and it turned out she didn't like Ajijic. So she's going to rent in San Antonio. So just know that when it comes to renting and such, there can be some challenges. I think I got one more here. Short-term versus long-term rentals. Short-term is 6 months. Long-term is a year. So it's important to know which it is. Now, when you rent for a year, normally the rent is actually lower than it would be for 6 months. So if it is 6 months, what's happening normally is that's an expat. That is a snowbird that's gone for 6 months. That's why they rent it out for 6 months. Then when they come back, they obviously move back into their home. So it's important to know that you're going to commit to a 6 month or a 1 year rental. And obviously we're in the high season, so rentals are going to be a little bit tougher to find, but they're still out there. It's just knowing the right people to talk to that are in the rental game that can actually serve you and be able to help you. So I hope that's been helpful for you when it comes to renting here at Lake Chapala. There's some great people here. If you have an interest in checking it out more, you can actually reach out to me. Our email address is JBsBigAdventure 521@gmail.com. JBsBigAdventure at 521@gmail.com. So with that, I hope that's been helpful for you. And I wish you all the best if you're looking at renting and such. And make sure that if you want to reach out, feel free to do that, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. So with that, thank you as always for being a part of this channel and supporting this entire community. Have an awesome day. We'll see you on the next video.